Hi, welcome to Mixed Media Art School and today's Monday prompt project. The prompt is gold, and today I am going to use that to interpret mixed media icons. So I'm going to make an icon. What is an icon? I'm using from the idea of religious icons, but typically in history, a religious icon is a sacred image that is used to honor and show devotion to a religious object or person. So in history, we see a lot of religious icons, with Mary Magdalene and all the gold. Look at all the gold. So some of it's very simple, but some is more intricate and has more detail. But you notice they all have gold. So today I want to focus on creating our own special, doesn't have to depend on religious, but a special icon. I am picking a picture of my grandmother when she was young, and I want to honor her. So we're going to make an icon out of her, from her. That's what I'm doing. So choose someone that you want to honor. Here's just a list of some of my supplies. I use a canvas board, gel medium, acrylic paint, gold leaf, excuse me, ink, just a lot of different things you'll see. So here we go. We're about to get started. Hi, okay, I'm cutting out my image. I have some other prompts, but I do on, other examples, but I do on watercolor paper, but I chose to do it on a canvas board right here. And I am cutting out the image and gluing down this really pretty paper with gold dots. I'm using gel medium, and I am just gonna glue everything down. So I've sped up everything in here just because a lot of you guys know how to do this. But if you have any questions, you can put me a message at the end of this, comment on the video, or email me or whatever. But anyway, so we glue the image on there. You can do it however you want if you don't, to get the image down. So I chose to do it in black and white. You guys can do it however you want. But again, we're going to honor someone special to us. So and create an icon for them. So the gluing process always takes a while, so you want to make sure. I'm not the kind of person that stresses about getting everything perfect. As you will see, you're about to see someone get very messy. And I work very messy, and it gets frustrating, but you will see just my process. But the drying process and gluing takes a little while, but just enjoy it, put some music on, and just enjoy that process. So I always, make a little halo. I usually do that anyway. So I'm just kind of tracing out the image, where I want the halo to be. At this point, I really want to make it kind of simple, but of course, I never end there. I keep going on. But I cut out I printed out some images of vintage pink roses. I'm also reminiscent, if you've seen those like prayer cards. I didn't grow up Catholic, but my grandmother was, and pink roses remind me of her. On her funeral, we, the grandchildren, all had pink roses and brought down to the altar. So just pink roses. That was her favorite color, her favorite flower. So, and it also, when you see a lot of Mary icons, you see some pink, the roses, and so I chose to go with some pink roses. Instead of painting them, I decided just to cut out some images and to glue them. So when I look back at what I did, I wish I would have just stopped here. It looks so pretty in the paper, and can't really see the light really well here, but the vintagey paper with the gold dots, and I wish I would have just fixed the halo and just kind of went with that. But that's just not what I do. How often do you guys look back at when you were making something and wish you had just stopped? I do that all the time, and I beat myself up about it. But that is a fun thing about mixed media, is that you're typically not using very expensive supplies, and you can always paint over things or redo it. So it's really no big deal if you look at something and it's not how you want it to be, or you wish you would have stopped. You just take it as a learning experience, because you can always make another one. Oh, here I am adding a clear gesso. I love to work on top of clear gesso. And again, I think my ideal situation was I was just going to add a little bit, and I went from there, kept going, you'll see. But again, just embrace what is happening when you create mixed media and just be open to learn. Because a lot of times what we're making is just, it's learning. And again, if I wanted to make this perfect, I could do it again if I wanted to. But it's just the process. I'm adding just some white paint, acrylic paint, to kind of shape the halo. And just kind of doing that. Again, messy, but I usually don't try to make things perfect anyway, because you can see the halo is very odd shaped. I wish I would have focused on that more, but again, it is what it is. So I'm adding some gold acrylic paint to her body to kind of, again, just to kind of even out that space, because I'm going to write her name on there. I usually love to add lettering or words or quotes and stuff. So I'm trying that off. So just use some acrylic paint. And now I'm going to add gold leaf. And I get so messy and stressed with this gold leaf in this project. I haven't worked with a lot of gold leaf, but I know there's a better way to do it. I just used a glue stick. And I know they have typical stuff and you make it really perfect and pretty, but it's just not my style, first of all. And I am not one to focus and take so much time making things perfect. So I used the glue stick, which worked better for me than the gel medium. Because when I tried the gel medium, I need to let it dry a little bit longer. So the glue stick didn't take as long to dry, and I could, wipe off the excess. And it wouldn't be perfect. You can see that there's always pieces and stuff. It's not a perfect gold leaf application. I'm right here. I'm taking the my what do you call my blade? I'm sorry, just kind of trimming it up. Which, the whole thing about this, I'm adding the acrylic paint to the back of it, the gold acrylic paint to the other part of it. But with the gold leaf, I kind of like the grungy look to it. That kind of it makes it look very aged, like this is an aged icon. So that's what I kind of went with too, anyway, with this. So I'm adding the gold. And so I am drawing out her name. Her name is Ellie, or Eleanor and Ellie. So you will see my process for lettering. I usually goes through different processes, but if I could have just left it there, just moved on. But that's usually, like I said, that's not what I do. I like to work in the negative spaces of the letters. I feel like it gives me a better look. But I played around with this and with the white paint, and it is what it is. It never really did what I wanted to do. But again, my lettering is not perfect, and usually I like to do the bubble letters, but I try to do a little cursive right here. But anyway, make it more fancy. But anyway, you could use like stickers or stamps, or you don't have to use your own lettering if you want to put a name of a person. So, but I like I said, I really love working around the negative shapes when I paint. There's just something about that to me. And you'll see I kind of paint over it, the lettering, and I'll go back over it with a pen. Here I'm adding more white to the outside, just kind of want to blend more of the flowers into the space. So I never try to not never, but I often don't care about the form, making the perfect body form. But I just wanted to kind of make that space more, form out that space a little bit. And I'm drawing. Again, usually when I do this, on my own, I will have lots of things going on, and I will not usually spend time drawing a lot. I'm adding some gold ink now to it because it's brighter. That acrylic paint, I could have went over several coats, but I decided I have some really good ink. So I decided to use that because it was brighter, and I'm adding it to the outside of the beautiful paper that I wish I hadn't covered up. But at this point, I have a lot going on with paint and stuff, so I needed to kind of continue it. Like I said, I wish I kind of made the choice just to keep it very simple with paper and glue and collage, but it is what it is. It ends up pretty good, and I like the distressed look because it makes it look very old. And I kind of play off this. Sometimes you can go into a project and have a plan. I don't know about you guys, but my stuff usually doesn't work out the way that's in my head. But here I'm adding gold dots with a gold acrylic paint marker, which doesn't show up and ends up being gone anyway, but it is what it is. It's still there, an element there. But anyway, I will, when I do my mixed media projects, I will embrace, especially with acrylic paint and stuff, and I work with this, I will embrace the messiness. I'm a very messy person anyway, and so I'm learning, I've learned just to embrace that and to accept it and to grunge it up and just kind of couldn't put myself into it. So that's why I try to just look at that as like, this is me and this is how I create and this is going to be it. So, and again, the grungy look is, I don't always go with that intention, but it looks really good. I think it looks really good, the aged. So again, working on the lettering. I spend too much time on that. I probably should have taken some of that filming off, but I will draw it and I'll paint the outside the negative spaces, and then I will draw over it again, and then I'll paint out of it again. So that's just me trying to make everything, and it ends up I end up making it really grungy at the end. But anyway, so that's that. I decided I have to have stars, so I have these star sequins. If you saw one of my last videos that I did, I sewed on, so maybe I didn't show it, but I sewed on these sequins, but with the canvas board, I just tried to glue it with the gel medium, so it makes it very messy. Again, it is what it is, but when I add those stars, that just kind of brought it to me, for I love stars and gold stars, and so I just kind of glued those in the best I could. It gets really messy, but you gotta have the stars, you gotta have the gold stars. And I think they're just like sequins that I found from Walmart or somewhere, or Michael's. But again, I'm trying to play around and mess around with the halo, and the more I work with it, the grungier it gets, because I keep adding more gold leaf on top, and I get so messy. You're gonna see so messy with this gold leaf because it sticks to my fingers and then gets everywhere. But I will put it on top and a little bit pulls off. So it's just like the peeling paper technique in a way. So I'm letting it dry a little bit right here and messing with little things, trying to get nitpicky. But anyway, so the gold leaf, I just keep layering it, and it's making it look more grunge. I kind of like it because you don't have to stress about making it perfect. You'll see people's gold leaf, and I don't want to waste my time trying to make things perfect. So there's me trying to deal with those letters. But I'm just kind of drying off a little bit of the gold right there, because again, when you use the gel medium, it dries. I had the idea to get a little bit of the scrunch up the gold leaf and put it in the plate, and then just I put a little bit of glue on the flowers and just kind of pushed it in there, and so it put some little specks of gold on the flowers just to kind of unify the whole piece, to have gold throughout. So there it is. There's my grungy little girl, and my Ellie, and I hope you appreciate it. Here's some more examples. Here's my finished Ellie piece. I found a chipboard frame and I put gold leaf on it. So I got lots of bling, lots of gold. So I can't wait to see what you guys make. Thanks for watching. Bye.